CSS selectors. As we saw in the CSS syntax video, and we learned together the CSS syntax, then in one of the last videos we wrote some CSS together, and you are kind of familiar with the syntax now. At least you saw it. So you saw that we were calling the heading, which is the element. And this is one type of CSS selectors. There are many types of CSS selectors, and in this video we'll discuss the main three CSS selectors. So the one we used in the last video, which is calling the heading, h2 heading, is called the element selector, because you are grabbing the element, which is h2, h3, p, table. You just grab the tag name in HTML, then you call it, then you use it as the selector. So you use the element as a selector, and that's why it's called element selector. This is the first type. We have another type, which is ID selectors. And the third main type is class selector. And as you see, there are 5 selectors. We'll get to the other ones, pseudo selectors, pseudo classes, and star selectors. We'll get to that in another advanced video. This video I want to focus on these 3. ID selector. The syntax of ID selector is basically the hashtag as you are seeing here, and then you have the usual style, which is the property and the value. In the element selector, you put the element, just the name of the element, so for example p, and you give it the style you want. In this case, we are giving the property color and the value is red. Every p element in the HTML will be given the color red. And when it comes to the class selector, as you see, we use a bit different syntax, which is point and then the class name, in our case class 1. Let's just call the class name class 1. Then you give the CSS that you want, in our case property font size, and the value is 20 pixels.